Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for the Idhun Chronicles episode 2, and I actually just got caught up, or so I thought. I checked something, and apparently season 1 only has 5 episodes. And there's a couple things that happen in episode 5 that I was, one, not expecting and hoping wouldn't happen, and the other one is just, what? You have to see episode 5 to find out, but it just surprised me to no end. Anyway, we find out that Victoria can still go, from where, I can't remember what was the name of the place? Whatever the name of their safe place, essentially, to Earth. And she accidentally ends up getting knocked off of the platform and onto the tracks where a train is coming her way by some guy who ended up knocking her over by accident. And she protects herself with magic, not intentionally, obviously, because using magic will alert Kirtash, I think that's what his name is. Whatever the heck the guy's name, however you pronounce it, to her presence, essentially, and that's exactly what ends up happening. And while I was watching it, I thought, is this before the others found her, or is this afterwards? Considering she sees him and she runs away from him, I'm thinking it's after. And thankfully, she's able to finally get away from him completely after, train hopping a few times. Thankfully. And we find out that she still lives with her grandmother, and thankfully the guy Kirtash didn't follow her there, or else her grandmother would not be with us at this point. So later we find out that Jack has been there for at least a month, I think, or so. Somewhere, I can't even remember exactly. It's been a while since I've seen that episode, but what am I saying? It's been a while. It's been maybe a couple days. Actually, it was yesterday. It was yesterday I recorded, but I wasn't able to get it uploaded before now. So, yeah. Anyway, Jack has been making good progress with the sword, but he's obviously still not ready for a regular weapon. Not even the legendary weapons is what I mean, not the regular weapons, because he does get a regular weapon later, but you'll see what happens with that. Anyway, they show us, some of the legendary weapons, and they show us a weapon that is a sword, but nobody has been able to touch it because it burns anybody that touches it, essentially. And while Jack is looking at it, you can kind of hear whispering as he's looking at it, and that's kind of an indicator that maybe he might be using it at some point. Because, it's kind of communicating somewhat with him or something like that. I don't really know, but anyway, they end up finding another magic user, another possible person from Idhun, and Jack wants to go with them, but obviously he's not ready, because if he tries to go up against Kirtash now, he most likely will be killed, and yeah, Alsan has to knock some sense into him, essentially. And I think that if they hadn't done that and they had gone right from the start, they might have had a chance at saving the poor person. And sadly, it's someone in China, and sadly Kirtash and the other guy get there first. And the old man gets killed by Kirtash, and the one who has the magic gets killed, I guess? Turned into something. Because they don't look human at this point. Or, she doesn't look human. I don't know what the heck he turned her into, but she's essentially, I guess, dead. And, that's when, Shale and Alsan get there, and obviously Alsan goes after Kirtash, and Shale goes up against the magic guy. Sadly, Shale gets hurt from an attack, and they head back to their safe house, and they get Victoria to go and, heal him, but she's kind of doubting her abilities because she's not a full magician like Shale is. She's only half. And thankfully, they have enough faith in her, and the faith is well placed because she heals his injury no problem. And later we find out that apparently unicorns existed in their world, and when that whole catastrophe happened, all the unicorns and all the dragons were supposedly killed. But earlier on, the unicorns made a staff and gave it to another half-magician. Staff of a Shale, I think that's what it was. But the staff is missing. Because the statue is supposed to be holding it, but it's missing. And all that will be brought to light in the next couple episodes. Anyway, Jack wants to be useful. Because, he hasn't been able to do much since he got there. Much of anything except train. And he tries to use the soul to find out, where Kurtash is. Maybe get the jump on him. Anyway, it leads them to London, where the two were planning on going. And they have the book that was mentioned in the newspaper that some guy was able to translate the strange language. And Kurtash almost gets Jack before they pull him back because his consciousness was watching, and Kurtash apparently kills with his eyes. He has some kind of ability with his eyes that allows you to essentially get in your mind, and essentially if that happens, you're done for. Thankfully, the others pull him back before that happens. So, yeah, what they plan on doing with the book, I'm not sure. But they don't want anybody else getting it, obviously. Anyway, I will see everybody next time.